off for the playoffs.
Shirts off for the playoffs. I saw
Shirts
the
off
Odyssey.
for the playoffs, baby.
I'm in my Spartan Odyssey warrior mode. I'm just in the gym. I got my hair tied up. I'm ready for the
Let's
playoffs. I'm
go.
pounding
Let's go,
creatine.
baby.
I'm doing 100 push-ups a day and 100 pull-ups. I'm trying to get to insane
You're
shape.
not doing 100 pull-ups today. There's no
No,
way.
I can't. I did 15 today.
Yeah.
That's what I can max at. I
Push-ups,
get
I could see. Push-ups,
yeah,
push
yeah.
I could see that.
But I'm gonna get there where I could do 50 pull-ups. And then
That's
I
not
want
bad.
to build to 100. That'd be something, whatever. But
That's not bad at all.
by the time this season's over, I'm going to stop lifting. So it doesn't matter. That's the only reason I lift is for ball.
Of
We got a
course.
really exciting podcast brought to you by Noah and Co. They know office space. You know your business. Hit up Noah and Co. for great office space stuff. I'm really excited.
Yep.
We got like a really fun last week of the season. Really fun last week of the season. I got it
Crazy twists and turns.
crazy, crazy
Crazy.
twist. Like a total bombshell, and I'm sure we'll go into it. Shout out to the Levies for running the best league, but also I got to give them a little slack here for not.
The best Jersey league. The best Jersey league.
Oh, right, right, my bad. The best jersey in a
Yeah,
league. JVA is obviously
don't do
number
me
one.
like that. Don't do me
Sorry,
like that.
sorry, my bad. Of course,
But you
the
know I
best.
love my TABC league, so it's all
No,
good.
it's good. It's a good league. It's
Yeah.
one of the good ones. But they got to have the scoreboard on the last game of the season. How do you not have the score up
I've
on
been
the
talking to
thing?
Jacob. I've been talking to Jacob about this. It's not his fault. The part broke, and he's been trying to get this whoever is the rep at this company to ship it over, and I guess it just took too long. But yeah, you just got to keep track. You got to just say up bucket 2 points. It's difficult.
So I watched the Jazz Kings last night, and Ari Sklar hit a three. In my head, I thought that cut the game to one. Really, that was the go up one. That's like a huge difference
That's
when you're
crazy.
watching the game. Yeah.
Yeah, when I
And
was
then
watching it,
JJ,
I was like, it's around two, up two to down two. It's in that range. That's how I was watching it.
and yeah, well, the Kings pulled up a huge upset. They get a really favorable matchup because the Pistons are clicking.
But wait, Jack, you know how I was trying to do it? I was trying to read body language to figure out the score. That's what I was
Right,
doing. I'm just looking
right.
at players' body language and seeing like how they're pushing it, what they're doing, who's up. That's kind of what I got some context clues in that
That
way.
was helpful, by the way. When
Yeah.
like a Herman hit a shot, and you could see like the Kings. Ah! I'm like, oh, I think they just took the lead,
Yeah.
or I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was the lead. I think that was it. But helpful. Let's share this screen. Let's get to it.
All right.
Oh, man, oh, again, I like it better with two people. Three,
Why am
it's
I?
getting
I'm
too much.
upside down. This is insane. I don't even know
Can
where
you
I'm
see?
looking.
Okay.
No, I could see it. I could see. I just have my phone like sideways, I guess, but it doesn't flip.
Uh,
It could be my fault. What?
it's
No,
all
it's not
good. Let's go to the first one: the Timberwolves and the Nets. So I picked the Nets, and the reason is, unfortunately, Ari Drazen tore his Achilles in our game, and I could show the clip.
brutal.
It was a nothing burger.
You don't have to show the clip.
Yeah, all right, it's fine. But
Yeah,
and
let's
this
not show the clip.
in that game is Joe Klein and
We don't need Ari and his family to relive that. That's brutal. That was horrible.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, it wasn't brutal to see because it was on a like he just caught it and like
I
moved,
know
and
he just like fell
unfortunately,
down. It was kind of like the Halliburton where it didn't look so gross. Just a zero step. Those zero steps are scary.
zero steps. So Joe Klein and Ethan Wallfish in for Benheim, Drazen, and Sachs. So they don't have a team, the T Wolves.
But they got a little
So
more offense. That's for sure.
yeah, I like Wallfish a
Yeah.
lot. Great shooter, big time shot maker.
They
Joe
got a
Klein's
little
really
bit
good.
more offense, but it's not enough. It's not nearly enough. The Nets are a good team. They're like that sneaky good 2-5 team where they can easily go on a run. They have, I think, four guys who can shoot it. I mean, obviously Halpert, and then both Hellers. Josef Heller, I think, is averaging at least 15 a game. He's been just like shooting lights out. I mean, honestly, sometimes he airballs like randomly, but he's hitting a lot of threes. I mean, that's his game. So you got both Hellers. Moshe Heller obviously can do it all.
Do it
Then you got
all.
Halbert, and then you got Blumenthal, who also is a sneaky good shooter. So they got a lot of shooting, a lot of offense. I think they have the most points for in the East. I could be wrong, but I know they
So
have
they're
a
the
lot
best
of points.
offense in the East, and they
Do they?
just beat
Do
the
they?
bricks off
Do
the
they have the
Cavs.
most points? Do they have the most points? I think they have a like up there in points.
We could check it out. It's very easy to check out here.
Yeah, go to standings.
Now we're starting to like this app here.
I like the app. I like the app. I don't like the stats. I'm still anti-stats.
Right, anti-stats. Got to get it right. They
Yeah.
have the second most points to the Wizards.
Yeah. Okay. So that's like a
So
top
Mo Heller
offensive.
has them running a top tier offense.
Yeah.
He's Derrick Rose. He's a great point guard. Gets to the rim. Yes, the T Wolves got some offense with Wallfish and Klein, but
It's not good.
Yoni Drazen we ranked last week. In the combined rankings, he was 38th best player in the league.
Yeah, it's not going to
And
be close. This game's not going to
not
be close.
this is a blowout.
Yeah.
What can the Timberwolves do? I mean,
Nothing.
nothing because
Not
they don't have a
nothing.
team.
Yeah. No, there's
You
nothing
think
they can
Joe
do.
Klein is risking an injury when
No,
he's
they're
on that
no, their
Celtics
team.
team?
No, the subs are never going to play to the best of their abilities. So that's the issue with getting subs, and that's the issue with your more than half your team missing the game.
All right,
So
good.
it is what it is.
This one's also kind of a brutal one. Nuggets were one of the best 0-7 teams of all time. Having said that, they were still 0-7. Their
Yeah.
weakness is the Pistons' biggest strength, which is size. Um, David Markovitz is going to have to guard Ari Mitnick.
Yeah,
That's going to
yeah.
be a
This is gonna
problem.
be tough. This could be a
I mean,
tough one for the Nuggets.
the Pistons are coming off. I want to. It's a 2 game win streak, but I consider double overtime loss by 3 to the undefeated team after not winning any games. I consider that a moral victory at least. So 3 and
100%.
0. Yeah, 3 straight awesome games for the Pistons, and they're clicking at the right time, and they're finally healthy. So they're actually a contender. So you got a
What's with
contender.
Block? Is Block healthy?
Block's healthy. Block is back and healthy.
Okay.
So
He
they
sat
could
he
go.
sat the last game, right? I saw that
Yeah,
interview.
but I think he's healthy, and so now they could go switchable. If they play Mitnick at center and Block at the 4, they could go big with Block at the 3. Block's a good shooter. Like that's a really big piece. They got Heller, they got Siegel. Waldman is great off the bench. Like this team is really good.
I mean, yeah, it's a good team. Yeah, unfortunately, the Nuggets just don't have the personnel, the defense to match up to this team. And you saw it all season that their main weakness was defense. They don't have guys who can stay in front of another guy. They can't move laterally. So it's
Which is
uh
ironic
it's
because they
just
have
not
good.
what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a really I agree. It's a really bad matchup. Pistons are clicking at the right time. I have the Pistons going pretty far for a 2-5 team. I think they just have great pieces. They were ranked highly preseason. On paper, they're great. Finally, Ari's looking into form and back to his old self. It's a really good team, and it's a bad matchup for the Nuggets.
So
So
it's ironic for the Nuggets
Pistons.
because they have the worst point given up in the whole league. But
Yeah.
they have one of the best defenders in Aaron Heidemann, and also Schiffman's a really good defender. So they have 2 really good defenders, but both those guys are
Is
guard defenders.
Schiffman a good defender? I didn't see in I don't when I was watching tape, I didn't see it. I know Heinemann's a good defender. I can see that pretty easily. He can guard up
Maybe
too. He can guard a guard really well, and he can guard some size pretty well. And
pretty well,
he's
but
just
it's still too small for the guy
he's a
with Will size.
pesky defender. Just the issue is they don't have someone to man the paint, and I think that's such a big deal in this league to have someone to clean up the boards, which they don't have, and two, if someone gets past your first line of defense, you want someone there so it's not just easy bucket layup after easy layup. That's what kills you in this league because
Ironically,
no one really can shoot threes at a high level. No one really can shoot
no,
pull up J's at a high level. Like
no.
the winning and losing is in transition and easy buckets. Whoever can get the easiest buckets will win the game.
Right.
So
We're not. No one in this league is shooting at professional or even
yeah,
college level threes. No, they're not.
right.
It's just not. So getting a ton of threes is just not good shots at this level. It just isn't. It's a lot like old school '80s NBA. The Nuggets have the personnel to give Aaron Heller a hard time. But he's not going to be. They have absolutely no one for Ari Mitnick. No one to if they do Markovitz. They have Weisberg there to clean up offensive rebounds. This is going to be a blowout. Pistons are going to mop the floor with the Nuggets, and
Yeah.
good season. Gone fishing. I'm going to have SJ do some gone fishings. We'll move then to this is the exciting first round matchup. We got Wizards and the Nets. Let's focus on that one first. So this
So they
one's
already had that matchup. This is a rematch. First game
this
of the
is a,
season.
oh yeah, and it was a really tight game
It
for
was
most.
tight. They were hitting their shots. They were hitting every three. But the Wizards kept at it, getting offensive rebounds and just hitting two after two, bucket after bucket, just catching up, and finally took over. And they didn't let go of that lead. So yeah, I mean, we spoke about this in the beginning of the season. The Nets are going to have to play a perfect game, and they're going to have to figure out some type of zone defense. I think that's the only way they're going to stop the Wizards. They got to play a zone defense, but a zone defense that doesn't give up offensive rebounds, which is tough. So I don't know.
Four
It's
threes.
Yeah, but the threes I'm not as worried about as the offensive rebounds.
You're not worried about Shlomo Meisel's 45% from three, five threes a game, according to the skewed stats. But the stats
Um,
are in the range.
so yeah, obviously that's something I'm focused on, but I'm not going to change up my defensive scheme because he could take threes. Him and Klesnik, yeah, they both can shoot.
Yeah, both could shoot.
I'm more afraid of Tani
And Ingram.
and Mosk and yeah, Angle and Moskovich just eating every board, extending possessions, getting second, third, fourth chances. We need to end possessions. We gotta box out, we gotta end possessions, and we can't let someone just be in the post one on one and just easy dump down and bucket. Like we can't let that happen. We gotta hope that contested threes are missed. That's what we gotta hope, and then we gotta hit threes. That's what I'm doing if I'm
I
the Nets.
I agree with you. We are on the same page. We are on the same page here. I think the Wizards are going to win. I think they're going to make it all the way to the finals. But I think if the Nets want to win, I agree with you. They cannot let the Wizards get offensive rebound after offensive rebound. This is how the Wizards win. They have two of the best
Yeah.
rebounders in the league,
Yep.
and they're giving Klesnik and Mizels and Angle for that matter, and Moskovich for that matter, like four really good offensive players. And even Alter as a fifth is a pretty good offensive player, opportunity after opportunity to get good shots, and they get good shots. So the Nets need to take away good shots for the Wizards, force them into hard ones. I agree with you. And the Nets have to hit threes. So Heller
Yeah.
has to get hot and to the free throw line. Halpert has to hit. He can't have a bad Halpert game. He's got to hit, and Josef Heller has to hit. And look, they almost had him in the first game of the season, so it's not outside of the realm that the Nets could win this one. I don't know if this is. I don't think the Wizards are.
I would put it at in the bracketology or in March Madness you got percentages. I would put this one at 70-30.
I
That's what I
was going
got.
to say 80-20. So we're close and
80-20.
80-20. Yeah. I think there's a 20. I think that
Okay.
the Wizards are really the chemistry on that team is really good too. So you got to click it for them. Yeah, I think that's all. Any other notes on Wizards Nets?
That's it.
All right, Spurs Hawks. So this one is the battle of a really good. This is an interesting matchup. I think the key to this one is going to be, can Benemy contain Judah Klein? And I had Benemy as a third for my Defensive Player of the Year votes. I think they have the best defense in the league. Let's take a look.
The
I think
Hawks in the East.
in the East, I think
Yeah, in the
the
East.
points given is 363. They're the best in the East. Yeah, they're the best in the East. Wow, the East is significantly worse defensively than the
That's what I'm
West.
saying. I was telling you before, they have no defenders in the East.
Yeah.
There's no
So the
one who
Hawks
plays
have
defense.
they have the best defense in the East, and I think Benemy is a good defender. He can take away the three, and he's quick enough that Judah Klein won't, and strong enough can't like get physical, bump a shoulder, and hook those hookies over him. If he's able to do that, and Dietz can cover Tarzik to a good degree, they have a really nice shot because I think Baynash is the best player on the floor. Um, and they have a really nice, well-rounded
But
team. They get good threes.
he's the best player, but not by a wide margin.
Not by a
I
wide
mean, you
margin.
got and I think the Spurs are. I think they're just clearly a deeper team.
Yeah.
They go 5, 6 deep. You got both Kleins, um, Buria, and Judah to give that size. You got a ton of shooting in Tarzik, Zaretsky, um, Kirstein, and Sussheim. Like that's probably that's up there in best shooting team in the league.
They
You
might
have
be the
no
best team
weaknesses
in the
there.
league.
Yeah, you have no weaknesses there in those 6 players. Not sure who their 7th player is, but like to go 6 deep like that against the Hawks, where I don't even know if they go 5 deep. I think I'm
Who's
gonna
their
give the
fifth?
edge, the
No, they
heavy
have
edge to the Spurs.
is Ami Gersberg on that team?
Which team?
The Hawks.
Yeah, I
So
think
they
so.
have Deeds, Gersberg, Sullivan, Baynash, Deeds, and Benemy. I mean, Sullivan and Gersberg are pretty good. Like
Yeah, yeah,
Gersberg's a
they're
good
good.
little piece.
They're good. I just
They're good
think
too.
the Spurs personnel, I think they're
The
going to take
Kirstein
it.
pickup was definitely makes the Spurs even
That's
better. And I
it's
am
a big
picking the
it's a
Spurs.
big
I
pickup.
think, yeah, I think the Spurs have done it. They've gone to the finals. Burry Klein has gone to the finals every single season for the last. Okay, he was in the finals. All right, since I've started in this league in 21, he made the finals. He didn't make it in 22 or 23. He made it in 24. 24. Was that us? Yeah. He made it in 25. And so 3 out of the 5 years he's made the finals. He knows how to get there, and he's got a really
He's
good team
LeBron.
on
He's pretty much LeBron.
it. He's LeBron. If Burry Klein is LeBron
He
James.
knows they get to the finals.
I agree with you. I think they're a dark horse favorite. I think they're a really dark horse favorite. The Hawks, it's not going to be a regular season game. It's going to be a playoffs. There's going to be a level of intensity that
Yeah.
the Spurs will be ready for. There's going to be a level of preparedness that Burry's going to have to bring.
I just don't think the Hawks have the offense to compete with the Spurs. And when both teams are going to play, like you said, when they play that up their level in intensity, it's who has that offensive edge to get them over the
So
hump.
I don't. I hear what you're saying, but I actually do think that the Hawks with Baynash Dietz and the other Dietz brother, with all the other pieces, they have the offense. What I'm actually more worried about is the requisite experience, the playoff experience, the intensity, the preparedness. Now, Baynash has a ton of basketball experience. Benemy has a ton of like rec league experience. I'm talking, but this is Baynash's first time in a league where like guys are going to watch 5 games of film before your game is played and have everything down. Like I don't. Baynash probably did that in high school, and he
Yeah,
might have
but he
done
did
that in
that. He
college.
did that in
But he,
college for sure. Where I mean,
yeah, yeah, but
he's got
maybe
film
not because he didn't
study.
get a lot of minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you know
He's
what I'm
still in
saying?
the
So
film room now. I don't know.
yeah, I'm just
What do I
saying
know?
like
I've never made a basketball college, so
I'm
I
just
don't know
saying
what
as a guy who was a bench warmer, I showed up to the film sessions. But as the season prolongs, you start to dick around when you realize you're not going to get minutes. You start to, like I'm showing up to the film sessions. Do I really need to watch what the best player on Mount St. Vincent is doing? No, no, Zevi needs to watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like I
I know.
need to be there and
All
supportive,
right.
and I need to go hard in practice. But look, well, in my era, it was Shelby. Shelby Rosenberg needs to really take it all in. I just have to be there to like has Shelby in practice. Like there's kind of
Right.
roles. So I'm
Right.
worried about the requisite playoff experience going into
So
it.
more like a practice player.
But yeah, but what I also something I want to bring up with the Spurs, what I'm worried about with the Spurs is let's take a look at their schedule leading into this game, right? So they're on a 4 game winning streak. They have not lost a game since Judah Klein has joined them. But let's look at their schedule, right? Tough first 2 games. These are the first and second teams seeds in the West, record wise. But then they got the Nuggets, 0-7. They got the Kings, I think, without Friedman and without, I think, Herman. No, they had Herman, but and they won by 10. The Kings have not been good. Then they got the T Wolves. then they got the Mavericks, then they got the Suns. All of these teams are under 500. So they only played two 500 teams, and then one, two, three, four, five in a row of teams that are under 500. What I worry about, and I've had this issue before in rec ball, was if you have a team that in the lead into the playoffs, in the build into the playoffs, where you're trying to
I
build up.
I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you, and it's a reason why I did not like our last game of the season. I felt like it was not even a competitive game. For the Spurs, I think who would they get? At least they got the Suns. Like that's a competitive game that they played.
The Suns are still under 500, and the
Yeah,
Suns
but
only beat
they're
the
gonna
Suns
they're,
only
they're
beat the
gonna make
Warriors. Huh?
they're
Go
gonna make
ahead.
you work. They're gonna make you work the Suns. Like
No, they're
they have
not
a
a
good
bad
team.
team. I'm not saying the Suns are bad. I'm not going to argue that, but at least they got the
I'm
Suns
saying,
above the other
I'm
team.
saying, my point is, I don't think you need to play the top team to be ready for the playoffs. I think you just need a real game. As long as you have a real game, you have nothing to worry about. And
Yeah.
I also think
Okay.
Burry will get his troops ready. That doesn't worry me at all about the Spurs.
If I'm Adam Dietz, I'm picking the Spurs. I think they're primed for a very deep run. If I'm Adam Dietz, I better come ready to go to war because this is going to be a gladiator battle if you face the Spurs. Keeping in my
Yeah,
honest team. Moving on. This is my favorite first round game. Blazers Pistons. So Blazers, same team, Weinbergers, Gelsons with one pick, and they finally nailed the pick this season with Gabe Sklar.
is he
They
going to be
got
there?
he's going to make it. So this is funny. They were not going to get Gabe Sklar if the game was on a Tuesday, which would have happened had the Jazz beaten the Kings. And they were going to miss Gabe Sklar and most likely lose against the Pistons, who are primed and ready as we spoke. But the Jazz lost the game. JJ Zakheim was on a heater. He's going to go again on a heater tonight. And now the Blazers get Gabe Sklar and they get to face the Pistons. Now, I take the Blazers, even though I think the Pistons, Ari Mitnick I think is better than Gabe Sklar. I think
Hmm.
Heller and Kelson is very close. And then
Yep,
I like the other pieces, Noam Block and Siegel and Weisberg,
yep.
very similar to like Weinberger, but I think I like the Pistons side pieces. But versus consistency. Having said all that, I like a team that has been gelling all year. If you watch how Gabe Sklar interacts with Alex Kelson, there's a real big brother, little brother dynamic they have going on there. He goes to Sunday ball at Yavnet. He looks him in the eye. There's a real dynamic there that really feels like
Right.
uncle nephew. And I kind of really like that for a basketball sense and a chemistry. A guy who's going to buy in. I think Sklar can guard Ari Mitnick, albeit it could be tough. I also think that the Blazers play a really good zone and they're going to take away layups, which, if that's the case, all really do the Pistons, they're not the Spurs when it comes to shooting. Or you know what I mean? They have Aaron Heller. No block can hit wide open threes. Minnick can hit them, but are you really best served if you're in a good position if Nolan Block and Ari Minnick are shooting threes if you're the Blazers, right? What do you
Right.
think here? So I'm going to pick the Blazers. I think veteran leadership, been there, experiences, same team. They've been in
The
battles
thing
together.
is, I think while I hear you on their zone and making them shoot, I think that they can break the zone. I think the Pistons have a really high IQ. I think Shlomo Weisberg plays the high post really well, and he wants to pass to cutters. Like he's always looking to pass, and he's got that heightened vision to see over the zone. Whereas the Blazers don't really have that up top. Like their guards are small. So yeah, I'm picking the Pistons to continue here, to continue their run. I think they're coming to the playoffs hot, and they're getting the play-in game, and I think that means something. I think it means something for you to get a playoff win under your belt and feel that intensity to bring momentum into the next round. I think that happened with us a couple years ago. I think that happened with the Nuggets last year with Burry's team, and I think there's going to be play-in teams every year that go on runs, like the Rockets last year. And I think this year's playing team that's making a run is the Pistons.
It's a really good take. It's hard to argue with that. It's hard to argue with that.
I
Avi
make good
Baron,
takes. I don't know what to tell you. I make good takes.
that Piston's good.
I got high
You,
IQ. I watch film. I know this league. I know the players. I make good takes.
he makes good ones. He's getting this. All right. I'm gonna take the Blazers. You'll take the Pistons. We'll bet another case of
Honestly,
imaginary if we're on
it
it.
is a coin flip. I just like my take, but it is very close.
It's very
They're
close.
both really good teams. They bring different things to the table. I like the take on the playing game and how the
I
Pistons are coming in.
I don't disagree with you, and I think Pistons might have even more talent, but I'm gonna take chemistry because I think this game will get down to the wire, and I think chemistry and know-how and knowing where to go and what I think the Blazers will take it, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Pistons won. Celtics Mavericks. I think this is kind of a worst case scenario for the Mavericks, being that the Celtics have the requisite length, youth, and athleticism to kind of guard them, man, and be physical and like
Yeah,
Rafi Monick on Johnny Levine is like that's like the worst thing he would want.
yeah,
Josh Desner on Schmoozy is the worst thing he would want. Evan, Joe Klein on Solomonov is the worst thing he would want. And then you got Evan Chesner. They don't really have someone that can guard him one on one. Um, so I this is just like the worst possible matchup for the Mavericks. I don't think they
I
really
think
quite.
this is like kind of an 80-20 situation where they're a heavy favorite
I think it's
to
90-10.
win this one.
I
I don't
think the
think
Nets have
anything's.
a
I just don't think anything's that automatic in this league, just because it's such a short game, and anyone can lock in. Like we saw the Kings, they went on an early run to 14-2, and you're like, oh, it's fine. Like they'll right the ship. There's no time to right the ship. If you're
right.
not making shots, time is still going. So in this league, when it's a 20-minute half, which I'm hoping they change one day because I keep pushing for it. And
Could be 25.
JBA is 25-minute games. I love the gameplay there. You always get comebacks. You always get late runs. Everyone gets more shots. Everyone gets more playing time. It works really well. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't get as much warm up time, but there's a happy medium. I think we can run like 22, 23-minute games.
No,
So
I think
I'm
25
hoping
and through the war. How much warm up do you need?
I would like
Five,
a 10
five
minute.
minute warm up.
I would like a 10-minute warm up. But also you
Yeah.
got overtime to worry about. There's games that go into overtime.
Yeah.
So
I
I
like
mean,
25 minutes.
I think if we do 23-minute halves, I think that's something we could lobby
No,
for and we could get
we're
a change.
digressing. Getting off point. But
Yeah,
you're saying
no,
there's not much time for
I'm saying
comebacks.
I'm saying like it's hard to say 90-10, 95-5 in any of these games unless it's like it's a real underdog. The Mavs are a solid team. They have scorers. So, you have guys who could get hot. But yeah, I mean, I'm picking the Celtics too.
I think the Mavs, the way they could win this, I think they got to pack it in. They got to force threes. They can't let the Celtics get layups and offensive rebounds. I don't think the Celtics are a great shooting team. I think Rafi Minnick's a good shooter. Joe
They
Klein can't
also
hit.
they also can't have turnovers because the Celtics can force turnovers into easy buckets,
Yeah.
and I think that's what helps them break
But
away.
so,
And they just
so
got to
the,
play smart. And I don't know if the Mavs do that so well.
no, no, they don't play hard. They don't have the personnel. They don't have really that those kind of guys. But I think that if they don't give up offensive rebounds, they pack it in and prevent like easy layups. They don't turn it over and they get out and run and get some transition threes. They get Johnny Levine going. Like there's a world if Johnny Levine goes for 36 on good shots, getting set up by Solomonov. Schmoozy Rosen gets down and starts dunking. Like there's gets in the transition. They lock up Evan Chesner. Um, there's a world where the Mavs make this a game they can
They
win
all,
that
I
way.
mean, they also have Caesar. Like Caesar's could
Oh
lock
yeah, yeah,
some
yeah.
things up.
David Caesar could
So
guard Chesner. So then let me take
yeah,
that back. I think Caesar could guard. I think Caesar needs to show this Mavericks team what it means to be a champion. I think he needs to take a lead in the locker room and just get those guys ready for a dogfight because
Yeah.
Josh Desner always wants to fight. Rafi Minix is Ron Artest. Like literally, they play the exact same as someone who watched Ron Artest every game when he was played for the Lakers. I grew up in LA. Like he plays like prime Artest, who's one of the five best players in the league. Just tough, strong dog, ready to go. Like okay, Evan Chesner's great, and then you got Klein, and you get the rest of that squad. Barry's very serviceable guy. So they got to get him ready. I just don't think it's going to be a game. I take the Celtics. We're on the same page. Let's move over to
Yeah.
the. All right, let's move over to the
So
the other
so
side of
far
the.
we've only picked differently once.
Yeah, I mean it's the first round, right? So how varying can it be?
You could pick
Um,
an upset.
yeah, if it's there, Knicks Kings.
Yeah.
So I guess this is technically an upset, but I got the
Eh,
Kings here.
it's
I
not
don't
really an upset.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that there was a world where JJ Zackheim would have to play the Pistons in round one, and that wouldn't have gone well his way. This is the perfect thing because I think JJ's cooking right now. He's coming off trying to prove that he is the best player in the league after the top 50 pod, and we had him at 8, had him at 1, and last night he played like the best player in the league. He beat Sklar and
Do you
Reinhardt.
think do you think he's really having a chip on his shoulder for us putting him at 8?
I think great
I don't
players.
know.
Well, I think great players find anything to use as a chip on their shoulder. So
Right.
like
Right.
I like for example today in our group chat, Heidemann he showed us a bracket. I'm like using that to as a major chip, right? So like I think guys like that to would take anything to get an extra motivation and an extra like oomph to bring something more out of them. So I think
Right.
JJ is doing that. I think they're going to have trouble containing him. I think Itai Gutman's playing extraordinarily well. I think a team like the Nuggets would probably trade Josh Klein and another good guard piece. I don't know which one exactly to get someone like Itai Gutman. I think Itai Gutman has come into his own. He's
He's playing
finally
great. He's playing
yeah, he's
great.
finally in shape. He's adjusted to the speed. And he's someone that in college did try out for the YU team. He didn't make the team, but to even like be able to be on the court and try out, you have to be pretty good, right? So like
Yeah.
think about great players who didn't make it but tried out, like Stevie Paul, John Greenberg, Ellie Libner. Like basically, like these are really good players that didn't make the cut, but they were at the tryout. That means that like they were on the radar. He was on the radar back in the day. He's a good player. He just needed to adjust to the speed, and he's there. So I think he's going to be good for them. High picks for JJ going downhill. I don't like
By the way, they
Michael
also
Klein.
added another offensive piece in Zaretsky tonight,
They
and
got
the Knicks
Zaretsky tonight.
and the Knicks are without Bromberg. So it's just
Uh,
the tides are not. It's not in their
I think
favor.
Bromberg or Greenberg would be the two guys that could guard JJ, and they don't have them tonight. For the Knicks, I think this is a Mason Webster game. Um, I think Wedgel needs to dominate. Like he's had a few of these in this league in history where like his team is the underdog. One that comes to mind is the year that you subbed for Justin Hode. That was 2022.
Yeah.
He was
No,
playing against
I subbed for Benny,
we
not
had for
Justin.
Benemy for Justin Hode's team.
No, Benny Tuckman.
I know on Justin Hode's team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that year Mason's team was the underdog. He played the JEC guys, and he went for like 40, 42 in a playoff game, and completely dominated. And they couldn't do anything with him, and they won. I think this is a game where he's going to have to dominate because Gutman will be guarding him or Herman. These two guys aren't known as wing defenders, so Mason's got to take over. Now, the flip side is JJ, so I'm really betting Mason taking over offensively versus JJ, and I got to lean towards JJ. So I'm going to go Kings. What's your take here?
Yeah, I'm with the Kings too. I mean, they're rolling in hot, coming fresh off an amazing win against Jazz. I mean, the Jazz were without Joe Rosen, so a little bit of a discounted squad. But I mean, to beat Ari Sklar and the Reinhardts, you gotta put together a nice game, and JJ did along with Herman. I thought that the high pick and roll, pick and pop, not pick and pop, but really just pick and let JJ do his thing was working really well. And Gutman was adding enough. First of all, he was grabbing board,
Every
every
rebound. He
defensive
must
board.
have had 18
So
rebounds.
yeah, so I think that's a huge piece for them. It's really underrated how much he brings to that team. And I think adding Zaretsky to add another shooter that JJ can kick out to if they decide to clog the lane. I mean, if they clog the lane, he could always shoot over or try to get the foul, but now he can kick it too. Like he can kick it to Herman and Zaretsky. I think the Kings are going to roll here.
I agree. Let's move on. Suns Raptors. So you want to talk about a game that's 95-5? This is this game. Let's take a look at the subs here. Akiva Blumenthal, Justin Susham, and Adam Dietz in for Justin Hode, Yehuda Gutman, Josh Hillowitz. Actually, I don't know if it's 95-5. Dietz,
So so
Blumenthal,
the
and
so the thing is the subs, although like the names are of lower quality and on paper they're definitely worse. Um, and honestly, subs always don't bring it their all. So I mean, it could be, that they're getting worse players than. But the thing is, Justin wasn't locked in. Gutman is injured. And if he play, I mean,
Hillowitz
if he
wasn't
was
locked
not,
in.
Hillowitz is knockdown shooter, but I think he never figured out his role. They're getting guys who know their roles. They're getting Adam Dietz, who's a great player. They're getting Sessheim, who really knows his role and knows what he can do, a high IQ player.
Yeah,
And then
super
who
high.
else? Who else are they getting?
Blumenthal is a
And
big
then
defensive.
Blumenthal, like another, like they're getting really high IQ players to play with Jordan Hode. They have Jordan, they have Kraus, and they have Grelnick, I think, as the other
Yeah.
three.
So you got
So, I
Jordan
mean,
Dietz,
it's
Sushine
not,
Blumenthal, and Kraus. They have size now with Kraus and Blumenthal. Now Blumenthal's the
no,
four. Kraus is more of a natural five. So they got
not
that.
really. He's not really a natural five. He's like a four. He's more of a
Okay,
four.
so all right, but they have two bigs to match with Bookbinder and Gart.
Yeah, yeah, they could defend. They can defend. I don't think they're scoring in the paint, but they can defend. The Suns, they still have a lot of length, and it's not 95-5, but they're heavily favored here, and I think the Suns are going to
Here's the
win.
thing. I just don't like the heart of the Raptors this season. I think, okay, this is what I think. I think the Raptors came in. The Hodes are like, we're gonna be with ourselves. We got all this great draft picks, and it's gonna be easy. And uh, we're gonna roll over. And then it was hard, and that was it. They're like, all right, well, it's not. And you know what? Good on them. They don't need to. They don't need this league. Their basketball legacy is cemented. They're both A1 high school guys. Jordan was a 4-year starter at YU, and Justin Hode was the best player in a championship game and won a championship game, the first ever skyline for YU, setting off the dynasty that is today. 6 threes against Purchase
That
as a
was a
four
sick
seed.
game. That was an unreal game.
I was crying because I
I'm
was a
still a
bench
little
player.
salty. I'm still a little salty about the second half, but whatever.
He didn't play the second half.
Yeah.
In my book, all those 6 threes came in the fourth quarter. That's what I remember. So it
Those,
doesn't
no,
matter, right?
it was the
Those were the
first half,
biggest.
but those were crazy
No,
shots after shots.
I first have Schmur stuff. In my opinion, every three was second quarter. Justin Hold won that game. He should have gotten MVP for
Oh,
that game.
100%.
So their legacy in basketball is cemented. They have the company that they're starting, beautiful families. They're great. They've crushed it at life. But we're not talking about life, right? We're talking about this league specifically. Yeah, I think they came in and said like this is just a side thing, and people just really care about this. And it got hard. Teams were not rolling over. They had that team circled, punched them in the
I
mouth,
mean,
and
I think they just did a bad job drafting. That's just what happened. They didn't get the
that's
personnel they wanted, and then it just never gelled. And now they're just going into a playoff game with three subs, and I don't know. I can't pick a team with three subs. I don't think it's gonna
no, I
work.
can't either. That's why it's 95-5 to me. But like, it's just yeah, three subs never played together. I mean, I like the subs, Susheim, Dietz, and Blumenthal. That's a good three to
Yeah,
get. But
I like all their games.
Suns, this is Suns for me. I like they've been it. I think Studworth will be the best player on the court. And then I like Bookbinder and Gart, and
I like Ori Schwartz too.
I
He's
like
a good
Ori
shooter.
Schwartz also. Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
good shooter. I didn't realize how good of a shooter he was
he could
until he
light it
played.
up. He could light it up. So I like the Suns here. So then let's move on. Grizzlies Kings. All right. Great run for the Kings to win the play-in game. I think it ends. This is the worst possible second round matchup for them to play because of how good the perimeter defense that the Grizzlies are. They have one, two, three different guys they could throw at JJ to give him the business, and Rami Leifer, who might be the best player equipped to guard JJ. Then you have Fuhrer
Yeah.
and Israel. Um, really tough. Like they're gonna have to just try to get Schreier onto JJ every play. Schreier is not necessarily a bad wing defender. He's just like he's. It's not like he's you know freaking Shlomo Weisberg or something like
But
a
there, it's
taller.
it's gonna
He's
be
quick.
very easy. It's gonna be very easy to not get him on him. I mean, the only thing that they could do is maybe get Ike on him, because Schreier is gonna be more on Gutman, I would say.
Ike's
So
also a good defender though.
Ike is a good defender, but I don't think he's as quick as these other guys
Yeah.
laterally.
Yeah, all of those other three are first team all defense guys. They have three all defense guys. Two of them maybe
Yeah.
defensive player of the year. And then Ike, who's a good defender, and Schreier, who's a good defender. Like, this is just a bad matchup. There's just no chance. And then Herman gets whatever leftover lockdown wing defender is left. So
Yeah,
that's
it's not it's not
it's
happening. It's just
it's
not happening.
just building. It's just lifting
Yeah.
powers. The one weakness the Grizzlies have is like if you can get the ball into the lane, they don't really have shot blocking. But having said that, like, yeah, if you
Is
have a
Gutman is Gutman really gonna overpower Schreier? And that's the question.
no,
So
absolutely not.
I don't
And
think so.
Gottman's not a great post player. Like, I think another year of this, if Gottman joined the leagues like JBA next fall and then did 2 seasons JBA and then came back to TABC in the summer, I think he would be ready to do something like that. I just don't think, but it's not happening right now. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be the
should I
Grizzlies.
plug JBA registration right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so sign up on jba-nyc.com. We got registration going until August 16th. It's in the Upper East Side, so if you're working in the city, it's a fall league and very competitive. Go check it out.
J League and A League. Come ready. Bucks, Jazz. So I this one was a bit tougher for me, and maybe I'm a product of recency bias watching the Jazz lose that one. The Jazz have certainly been good all year. They certainly have the personnel to guard the Bucks and give Ben Lulu a tough time with the Reinhardts. I'm taking the Bucks because I think Ari Sklar hurt his ankle, and he might be hurt.
He's okay
And
though.
I,
He's fine. He's fine.
yeah,
When's this game? Next week? It's not
yeah,
tonight. It's next week.
next week.
He's fine. He played the rest of the game. He sat out in the second half. He said he was not able to drive as much, but like a little tweak of the ankle at his age, he's fine.
Is so
You know
the
what I
two
mean?
games that the Jazz struggled with, the three ones really, other than the Grizzlies, they lost to the. Let's take a look. They
Well,
lost to the
one
Kings,
they lost without Jack.
right? So I don't even. Yeah, right. So we could write that off if we'd
I
like
mean,
to.
yeah, we definitely could. This last game they were without Joe Rosen, so that's a thing, you know.
It's
But
not a
I
write
mean,
off. Missing Joe Rosen's not a write off.
it's not a write off. It's just a note. It's just a note on the game. That's all. I'm not writing it
Yeah,
off.
all right. Well, listen, they barely beat the Nuggets, and they lost to the Kings, and they barely beat the Blazers, who are a good team. What do
Yeah, it's
these
a good team.
three teams have in common? And that is an explosive scoring guard. A small, so you have Kelson, JJ, and Schiffman. You got these smaller, explosive shooting, 3-point shooting guards. Now, Ben Lulu isn't that, but he is the guard on that team, and he is an excellent shooter. And so is Ben Lulu the type of guy that they've struggled with just with a little bit more size because of how he might be the best shooter in the league. Like he's an incredible shooter. So
He
the
is. I think Jack could stay in front of him, and he's got the length to bother him a bit. That being said, I think it's going to be I think it's gonna be back and forth all night, this game. You got Ben Lulu. I mean, you got Dube, who's back and he's playing well. He had a
Is he
30
back?
piece.
Because when we played him in the JBA, he was not himself.
He's not himself, but he can still stretch the floor. Apparently he had a 30 piece. So that I didn't see it though. So I'm just going based, but I'm going off of this interview that I saw. But the Jazz, um, they have the Reinhardts, but beyond the Reinhardts, they're not, and I guess Sklar. Um, yeah, they could stick someone on Dube. Um, and then they got Strulitz for Marcus. It's a tight game. It's gonna go back and forth, I
Who do you
think.
got?
I have the Bucks. I have the
You also have the
Bucks.
Bucks.
I have the
Let's hear
Bucks.
it.
They have Ben Lulu, Dube. What's the rest of their roster? They have
Libner,
Marcus, Lipner. I'm
Libner,
forgetting Lipner. Yeah,
Libner,
so
Marcus, Ben Lulu, do Ben Lulu,
so I
and
think Lipner I
Vucevic.
think Lipner takes them over the edge here. So I think they got a lot of size. They got a lot of scoring. If Marcus plays smart, I think they're gonna take this game. I think there can't be any mistakes because the Jazz, they're gonna see those mistakes and turn them into quick buckets fast. Like Jack loves
That
getting
steals.
getting those steals
My
uh,
biggest
when
worry
when you're
for the
pushing.
Yeah, my biggest worry for the Bucks. One of my favorite things that the Bucks do is when Marcus gets a rebound and goes coast to coast because it's like he's this rhinoceros and he's really hard to get in front of, and he can get layups and they usually get stuff. But on the flip side,
Yeah,
Marcus isn't that polished of a passer yet. He's a good passer, but it's there's too many times where he's too chaotic and he gets away with
that's what
it,
I'm saying.
but he's not going to get away with it if he's not
Exactly what
polished.
I'm saying.
Jazz, they're going to get steals like him just outletting. They'll pick that off, and I've seen it happen.
Jack, Jack will pick off anything that is within his vicinity, and a lot of it is within his radius. If you don't see him coming and he can lurk, he's gonna pick those off all day, every day. You really got to be smart with your passes. That's what I'm saying. Marcus is smart, and I know the rest of the team is they're I don't think they have crazy turnovers. Yeah, Ben Lulu, anyone who's got high utilization with the ball in their hands, they got to be smart with the ball. And if they can do that and not have too many turnovers that Jack can just turn into easy buckets, I think that's what will um, allow them to win the game and steal this one
I like the Bucks here too. Yeah.
by the
Let's move on.
slimmest of margins. I like the Bucks. I think it's
Yeah,
really
this is a
going back and
pick 'em.
forth.
Oh, right now we're looking good. All right, Heat Suns. I got the Heat. Geller, I don't think will be back, but I think the Heat are clicking into something. Like I said, I thought they had the most
Geller's
talent.
away
Yeah, he's in Palo Alto. Why is he coming back?
since when?
He's been gone the whole season.
He's been gone the whole season.
He's been gone the whole season. He's missed like
How many
four
games
games.
has he played?
Three?
And they're 5-2.
Yeah.
Sheesh. By the
But like I
way,
said, go ahead.
even just hearing that now, I didn't even know that. I got this on upset alert. I'm picking the Suns.
You're picking the
And
Suns. All
I'm
right, let's hear
picking
it.
I'm picking the Suns. I think they're one of the few teams that can match up with size. I think a big if is Ellie Gardenberg, and he has to be healthy and he has to be able to play within himself, meaning he can't just try to go over Max Rosenblum. I think the Suns have to play really smart. They can't just put up stupid shots. I think if Siegel is in, he has to know that he can't just do these turnaround jumpers where he gets it in the post, which he loves to do. Sometimes they go in, but it's just not. It's not a high.
Takes everyone else
Uh,
out of the offense.
it's not a high. Yeah, it's not a high percentage look. He's got to stretch the floor because they don't have enough personnel to stretch the floor, and he can do that. So he's got to stay in a corner, or he's got to stay in a corner. You got to let Sudworth operate. You got to have Gardenberg give high pick and rolls, and you got to get the bookbinders involved in the mid range and let Benjamin cook. That's what's going to win the game. and I think they can also match up pretty well across the board. Sudworth is a good defender. He's going to
Yes,
take
he is.
out. He's going to take out. What's his name?
Abinion.
Abinian. He's going to take
Yeah,
him out of the
worst
game.
case scenario for Abinion. They went to
Abinian is having a zero game.
Yeah, they went to well not
Now
only
you
that,
got
they went to high school together. And Sowitz is older.
now you got
And
Max, who's able to overpower a lot of guys in this league. He's not going to be able to do that on Gardner.
no,
Now you
Gardenberg
got
is really
now you
quick.
got Avery Stepner, who does a great job shooting and scoring, and he's been hitting high percentage looks. I think Benjamin Bookbinder is going to be able to stay in front of him and to
Yochanan's
defend.
probably gonna guard him.
You think Yohanan, not Benjamin?
I think
Benjamin's quicker.
Benjamin
I think Benjamin's the quicker one.
Avery. What's their starting five? It's Silphin. Hold on, let's take a
Sylphin.
look at the Heat.
Sylphin, I think Ori's going to take. And then
Let's take a look at the Heat right now. So with
And then
Geller out,
if Geller's there, Benjamin would have taken him, but now I think he's taking Stepner.
I think so. Who starts here? Geller's out. It's either a Ephraim Greenberg or Yaron Schneider. If it's Yaron Schneider, then whatever. One of the bookbinders is going to take Stepner and do a good job. Yochanan's a good defender. They're both good
They're both
defenders.
good defenders. They're
Yeah,
both
they're
good
both good
defenders.
defenders.
So I think they have the personnel to create this upset. Will it happen? Who knows? I mean, it's an upset. It still is an upset. Heat our favor. I just am picking Suns because sometimes you got to pick an upset. That's what happens in these one elimination games, uh, and uh, and I think they have the personnel to do it.
I hear you, and I like this take. Very good take. I'm still going Heat. I think they've been doing it all season. Even without Geller, I think they have a lot of talent. They move the ball. Silfin's really good. They're all really good. Rosenblum is a unit. Um, I think chemistry matters, and they're clicking really well. I think the Suns. If we take a look at the Suns, they've yet to beat above 500 team that was at full strength. Now, again, the Heat are not at full strength, but they're about as full as they have been for the last 4 games. So let's take a look at the Suns schedule, and you can take a look at it. Um, the win versus 1 point win versus the T Wolves, lost to Blazers, lost to Jazz. They beat us without me. Lost to the Mavs, beat the Kings, lost to the Spurs. So like a lot of they haven't really won a game that they don't have like a signature win here against a team that's above 500.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're right.
so while you're right in the sense that they have like all these nice pieces, they haven't really put it together. And then on the flip, if you take a look at the Heat, and we could scroll here, okay, they lost to the Cavs to start the season, but they got Nets. We like the Nets. They're good. That's a good win. Hawks. That's a
Yeah.
good team. Good win. Pistons. Wait, that's a good team. That's a good win. By the way, Gallerless since this Pistons week.
Is this
Beat the,
actually true? If this is true, that is really impressive.
yeah, so no Geller versus Geller was here. Cavs, Nets, Hawks was Geller. Geller leaves. Pistons, Celtics. That's a good win. Bucks. That's a good win. And they that's the second closest game that the Wizards had all season, and they're Gallerless. So they have a lot of really good wins here against good teams. Like this is a really tough schedule, and they've done pretty decently.
Yeah,
So with
yeah.
all that in mind, while I agree personnel, like on paper, if we're playing TABC 2K and you pick up the Suns, you match up really well. But something about Avery Stepner has these guys rolling as a leader. He has these guys in the right spots. I'm going to take the Heat. We're both going to take Warriors Cavs. We don't need to get out on that. Should we do second round? Should we keep it moving?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Wizards Spurs. We'll could do that. We could keep going, but that means it's gonna be a really long pod. It might cut into your 8 o'clock stop time. Anyway,
I don't
Wizards
think so.
Spurs. All right, we'll see. Wizards
We got a
Spurs.
half hour.
So this one's a really fun game. This one has the biggest upset potential, in my opinion. You have the team that's been undefeated. Tony Angle is going to go back to back DPOI and MVP. He's got Mizell's. This is a matchup basically from last year's finals with Burry and Judah versus Mizels and Angle. Um, and if you want to throw in Saknovitz there, is Saknovitz on this team? I don't remember.
Yeah, on the Wizards.
Yeah, he is. So if you want to
He's
throw in
on.
Saknovitz, you can. I think the Spurs have a really good chance of upsetting here, but I'm still taking the Wizards. I think
Yeah,
Angle and
I think they
Moskovitz
do
are going to
too.
yeah, they're going to neutralize the Spurs' greatest strength, which is the offensive rebounding of the Kleins, and their shot blocking ability is going to allow for the wings to really play up on the guards, and Burry's um, not being a knockdown shooter is going to allow like Angle to just sit in the paint or Moskovich to just sit in the paint and block shots while the other one guards Judah. Either one can do that. I think it's a tough match for the Spurs round two.
Yeah, Murray's gonna have to hit some threes, and he's done that before, for this upset to happen. So yeah, I agree. It's on him to stretch the floor and force them out of the paint, force the big boys out a little bit to let their guards operate, let Tarzik do his thing. So we'll see if that happens. Pretty unlikely. And I also have the Wizards. I think also it's going to be a good game. It's probably like a 70-30, maybe
Let me ask you
65,
something.
35.
Can Tarzik dominate these smaller guards on the Wizards?
So I don't really believe in the defense so much of these guards. I think a lot of it is Tani and Moskovich. I think that's how their defense is anchored and why they've been doing. They haven't been the most amazing defensive team if you look at by numbers. Um, I don't think the guards are elite defenders by
By any
any
stretch.
uh, by any stretch. Yeah, I mean they got Mizell's great offensive player, Klesnick great offensive player. Ethan Alter's probably the only one who you could say is more of a two-way player. But yeah, the guards aren't lockdown defenders. Some teams have those guards lockdown defenders. These guys more the big men anchor the
So let me
defense.
ask you. That goes to my question. Is there a world where Tarzik, who Mizels has admitted is better than he is there a world where Tarzik dominates these guys and puts
So the only reason
the
why
peak
I'm going to say
performance in?
no is because he's not going to be able to get to the rim. Like you got that rim protection. He's not going to be able to put pressure on the rim. He's going to have to take mid range. Like if you look at how the Wizards play, they really force you to beat them from the outside, and that's tough to do. Or you have to run. So the Spurs they need to run. They have to get it and push and advance the ball and just beat the bigs down the court. That's the only way.
Can't
The
isn't
Knicks did that. The Knicks did that. They were able to beat Wemby down the court a lot of the times, and that gave them the advantage. So that's really what you have to do to beat the Wizards. You got to just run, 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 or you got to hit outside shots. That's
but
two ways to beat
couldn't
the
you argue
Wizards.
that Kirstein, Zaretsky, Klein, and Kirstein, Zaretsky, Klein,
So
and
so
Tarzik are the 3-point shooting team to do it to beat them with shooting?
3-point shooting team, yes. I don't think they're the quickest, fastest team, like racetrack team to beat them down the court. I think
Right.
Tarzik could do it. I think he's super quick. They're going to have to advance him the ball, and he's going to have to beat them. But you really need two, three guys. You need a running mate down there, and maybe Kirsten could do it. But I didn't see him fly really when I watched him. Like he's fast, but he's not flying. And Zaretsky and Sussheim's too old for that, so I don't think that's happening. So and the Kleins aren't. That's not their game. So they really don't have the speed to do it. They're gonna have to beat them from outside shooting and try to steal a few in transition. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
All right, let's move on. We both have Wizards. I have the Blazers over the Celtics. Um, but I think this is a really good game. I think you have the Pistons in this spot anyway, so I'll just talk about
I have the
mine.
Pistons here. Yeah.
And you have I'm assuming you have the Pistons beating the Celtics.
No, I actually had the Celtics. I was going back and forth, but
Okay, so let me
I
go on
just
my
gave it to the
Blazers take,
Celtics.
and then I'll let you take yours. All right, so I have the Blazers here. Another one where it's like I like experience, even though the Celtics team has a lot of experience. I like Gabe Sklar on Rafi Mitnick, just like I like Gabe Sklar on Ari Mitnick. It's a good matchup. I like the Kelsons on Chesner, Evan Chesner, Alex Kelson can guard him. Um, and I they run a nice motion. They get threes going. I I like the Blazers. No, it's the same thing. It's like I believe in having vets who have been there and have know-how and their chemistry. I believe in the chemistry of the Blazers. I'm going to stick by that. But you don't even have them here, and you have the Celtics beating the Pistons, and let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean Blazers also was a good pick on the last round, just to have the Pistons continuing their run. So I think it stops here, but it's going to be on a buzzer beater. Like the Celtics are going to win on a buzzer beater. It's going to be a really, I think this is another like pick 'em back and forth matchup, Mitnick versus Mitnick.
They
I
played
think
this
they're both
season.
they played the season. They're both going to take it personally. The Celtics, I think, won that game, and I think they just have the more complete team. They've they've done it this season. They've gelled already this season. Um, and I just like their team. I like how they match up. They have the pieces to guard Ari and Heller. Like they have the defense, and then they also have a nice half court offense, and they can push the ball. I think there's a lot that they can do. They have outside shooting. They just come at you from all different angles, and it's a tough team to you can't count out the Celtics, so they just keep coming after you,
Both
and
Chesners have done it in this league.
it's gonna be a tight game.
Both Chesners have done it in this league. So has Rafni Mitnick. They all have titles. Evan Chesner has two titles. They've been there. They've done that. They have experience. Um, definitely a good pick if you want to pick them to win. I don't disagree with you. Let's move on. Grizzlies Bucks. All right, so I think this is where you have like kind of polar opposites. I think the Grizzlies get along and they got great chemistry and they never yell at each other, and the Bucks yell at each other. And I again, this is like the same thing where I think the worst matchup for JJ Zakheim is also like the worst matchup for Ben Lulu
I
because
mean,
you
the
got
Grizzlies
that.
are just a tough matchup for anyone. Let's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
say,
you
yeah,
could swing Rami Leifer on Ben Lulu to just get up in his grill, and he's not going to post up. Yeah, I think they take Ben Lulu out of this game, and I think the Grizzlies win. I think they're going to just remove him
and then
completely.
they also have Schreier to take Lipner, so they have. There's not many teams who have an advantage on the Grizzlies. You have to have a real A1 big, or that's pretty much it. Or
That's
you just have
it.
to
That's
have
the
like
only way. The
that's really
only
it. That's really it.
that's it. Yeah, they only lost one game.
And you need to have the guard play to get him the ball. That's it. That's it
Yeah, and you need to defend. You have to
for
be able to
sure.
defend
Yeah.
their. You have to be able to defend their ball movement and their screening and their. You need to have elite rim protection and elite guard defense. Like, look, we had. I will tell you, we are the one team that beat them. So I'll tell you what we did. You had me in the post
We're
sagging on the
we're the one
non-shooter.
team that beat them with like three subs and not even our guys.
No,
It
but
was
we beat him because Heesky took Pariser, the second Pariser crossed half. So we're not letting Pariser get the guys the ball on the spots. We banked on, we were going to like, all right, we're going to put Rabbi Halpert on Rami Leifer. And if Rami Leifer beats us, it's not necessarily what they want to do. Schreier, we put Noam Block on. That's a good match. You had me helping. We had the personnel to
they
guard them.
also didn't have Fura that game.
And they didn't. Well, I mean, but okay, but we didn't have
Yeah, no,
Bergstein,
we didn't have
you,
us.
or
Right,
James.
correct.
So
No,
yeah, I'm not
correct,
gonna listen
correct.
to it.
Yeah, it wasn't a real game.
It was
Meaning
most
it was a
definitely a
real
real
game.
game.
It was no, it was a real game. It was a real game, a real win because we were more shorthanded than they were.
Yeah, they were
But it
missing a
wasn't
good
like
player. We
it
were
wasn't a
missing
real
all of our
measure.
good players.
It wasn't a real measurement of how the teams will be. That's what I meant. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, in a sense, right. The Grizzlies will be a little bit better if they play the Warriors again, and the Warriors will be a lot better. So, and the Warriors won.
Correct. Correct.
So that's the whole thing. But the
Correct.
Grizzlies are
So
going to take out the Bucks.
the Grizzlies will have to figure it out. We'll see
They're going to take out the Bucks.
if we get there.
Yeah, right. They're going to take out the Bucks. They're going to pound. Marcus isn't going to be able to just dribble it down the court. I think they're going to stop him at half when he tries to take the break. I think it's a bad matchup. Um, eh,
Yeah,
I,
another really nice pickup after the post draft. These we're gonna have to figure out for next season, but a couple teams with really nice pickups
oh yeah,
post
Dan
draft.
Israel getting a third rounder
Yeah,
for a fifth rounder.
right. That's just the advantages you get of picking up guys after the draft, which hopefully we'll figure out next season.
Don't worry, next season we're going to pick up Ben Hamer for I don't know, Ellie Berg. I don't know. Like we're gonna get. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You could get a
Oh,
third round pick.
don't give away our names. Don't give away our
We'll get
names.
Gedalia Pastor for freaking Rabbi Halpert. This whole thing is wild. How kids.
You can get Gedalia for me if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Gedalia could play. He
Yeah,
Warriors. I'm not going to talk about it. But I
and
think
he
we
can
take
play
that
tic
game.
tac toe. I don't know if you
He's a
saw that.
dog. He's a dog on the tic tac toe field. He's asking me hard to join
So
him,
check it out.
JJ.
ESPN tic tac toe Gedalia. Search it.
He's the monster. So Grizzlies take it. I don't think it's close. Well, I'm going to pick us. Wizards Blazers. Nice one for the Blazers. It ends here. They don't have the size. They don't have the size. And the zone, while I like it, Mizels is too good at getting in the middle. They could go high low with Angle Moss. Angle could shoot. It's just too much size and not enough shooting. I think the Wizards overwhelm them and just dominate that game. I think it's a beatdown.
I have the same pick for them over the Celtics.
Now, if you're going to pick Celtics, they played and it was a beatdown in that game,
Was
and
not,
it
yeah, it wasn't close.
wasn't close. It's just not Rafi Mitnick at your center. It's just hard. It's a hard game. It's a hard matchup. I think the Wizards take it. Not much to say. On the other side, these teams faced off, and we talked about it, but one team won without their guys, and they're going to get better in one team. But that's going to be a fun game when that
That's gonna
happens.
be
And then we
fun.
got Wizards Warriors,
If it happens.
if it happens, and the Wizards Warriors, I got us winning, and that'll be fun.
You got to
We
pick
got to be
yourself.
ready.
It's funny seeing all these picks from guys and they're picking other teams. Like I don't know how you don't pick your own team. Like or you're getting a discounted rate. It's not for $1 million. It's not like a perfect bracket. You're getting a
$100
discounted
off.
rate for next season. You got to pick yourself.
Let's call out the
You got to
guys who
pick
didn't
yourself.
pick their team. All right, Jay Shap picked the Timberwolves. We're calling out guys who didn't pick their own
Yeah,
team.
go down the
Ami
list.
Gersberg.
Ani
Gersberg
Gersberg with the Wizards.
did not pick his own team. I don't know who
Okay,
Zach Pearl
continue.
is.
This is a great segment. Continue.
Yeah,
What do we got?
Jay
Ben
Shap.
Lulu,
Jay Shap. Oh no, he picked a
Jay
different
Shap,
Shapiro.
Jay
Jay
Shap
Shap picked the
with the
T Wolves. But what
Grizzlies.
Shapiro is this? Well, he's getting his vote thrown out. Josh Klein, Nuggets. Okay, Sushine, Spurs, Weinberger, Blazers, Aaron Joe. It's a random
I don't
guy,
know.
Wizards.
Random guy.
Marshbar Jazz, Mo Heller Nets. This is okay. So far so good. Joe
I
Klein,
keep
All
going.
Star Joe Klein picked us. That was nice.
All right.
I don't know
I'll
who
take
Noah
it.
Manu is, but picking the Raptors, I don't know.
Rough
Uh,
pick.
okay, Ethan Wallfish, captain of the Nuggets, picking the Grizzlies.
Bad look.
Bad
That's
look.
a bad look for a captain. It's a bad look for a captain.
Captain.
Gonna have some internal struggles.
Oh man. Um, and then Chaim Marcus. What? Another
Marcus with the
captain.
Wizards.
The Wizards.
Should you know what? I'm going on the Jazz.
Oh,
Switching
it's
to the
crazy.
Jazz.
Two captains
I'm off
didn't
the
even pick
Bucks.
him. Oh,
I am
that's probably
off the
Nolan.
Bucks now.
Uh, is this Nolan Ben Lulu? Did he pick the Raptors? Is that a joke?
Nah, it can't be. It can't be.
Yeah, but you're off the Bucks.
Now I'm off the Bucks. Although I think I'm locked in anyway. So what are you gonna do?
It doesn't matter. Hey, we said, all right. We call on these nincompoops out. Our playoff pod. That was a sharp pod right there. That was a sharp hour. Cranked it out. We got it out. We got everyone out. We got it good. Any last
Yeah,
remaining thoughts?
I mean, I'm not going to make my softball game. The traffic is horrible. Hopefully I'll make it. We'll see what happens. Last thoughts are it's going to be a fun playoffs. Um, all these games are going to be tight. It's going to be fun to watch. Really excited for next week. I still don't know when I'm playing. Mikey didn't tell me if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, so I
Is
guess we'll find out when
it
we
already
find
set
out.
in stone, or they just make decisions based on what their
Is
favorite
it set?
captains
Is it
want?
set in stone? I don't know. Is it
Yeah,
set in
they
stone?
never change
I'm not
dates in
sure.
their history. We missed Mike Herman for the finals because they don't change dates. We won the
No, I
finals,
don't
but
think
we
the
didn't
dates
have
were. I don't think the
Herman.
dates were. I don't think anything was set yet. That's why they're trying to switch it before it was set.
It said it's on the spreadsheet.
Maybe. Okay. I got to look at the spreadsheet. Anyway,
I'm
it's
going
a
to
good
show you.
pod. It's gonna be a fun
Hold
playoffs.
on, I'm
I'm
showing
very
you the
excited
screen.
to. Yeah.
Look at this playoffs. It's set.
Oh, it's set. Okay. Where are
And what are
we?
they doing? We are the third team in the West. So we're Tuesday, August 4th at 10.
Perfect. Love to see it. I
So if
actually
they
like
try
10
to
p.m.
switch it,
games. I actually kind of like the
I,
10 p.m. games.
I love
I get
10 p.m.
time.
games.
I
I've had all my.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but I really do love it. I get time to get home. I put Ryan to bed. I got time at home. I can eat a dinner. I can make my matcha, get into get my head in the game, get locked in, watch Big Booty. I mean, listen to Big Booty. Obviously got to get my playlist on. And then get to the gym and get time for a shoot around. The 10 p.m.s. It's underrated.
I agree with you. I've had all my best games at 10 p.m. games. I think Grizzlies is a
Give
10 p.m. game. I think last week where I had
me the
24,
give me the
20,
give me the
12,
10
and
p.m.
8. Yeah, I all my best games.
That was the J. We're playing a JV team.
So what? It was a good game, but also the game versus the Mavericks was my third really good game, and that was 10 p.m. I've had all my best games at 10.
All right, I'm gonna make sure all our games are 10 p.m.
Make it at 10. I come in ready to go.
That's yeah. We're
I
doing
come in
10
cooking.
p.m.s.
All my best games. All right, we'll talk. Good
All right.